Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm playing 14 Days with You, which is another Yandere game. Just a heads up, eventually I'm going to run out of Yandere games to play. And when I do, I'm just going to have to play normal games, which kind of sucks, but you know, there's limited content to choose from. So, let's see. No, that's not what I want to do. Crazy sea. Oh, this is cool. Let's do 14 Days with You. Password 777 with a 0. Oh, okay. What is happening? Yeah, I turn on streamer mode, by the way, so let's do custom main character. Oh, I can make myself pale. That's cute. Eyes. Why are they red? No. They'll be brown like my eyes. And hair. I could make it pink. But I'm brown haired, so. I use she, her. Alright. Alright. Occupation, librarian. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Angel, huh? I see. I can't wait to officially meet you. That's not creepy at all. And another news, the remains of yet another body has been pulled from Lake Blue Moss, making a total of 4 identifiable victims this past year. Authorities believe that... Stifling a groan with the rim of my coffee cup, I fish around for the remote lodge between the cushions and turn off the TV. I wasn't about to let some morbid headline damper the start of my cheerful morning, especially considering how today was going to be my first day at work after finally getting that hard-earned promotion. I mean, sure, stacking and sorting through books at the library might not have been my dream job, or even my first choice of places to work after moving back, but the pay was nice, my coworkers were friendly, and the building was located within the perfect walking distance from my apartment. There was even this adorable little bakery along the way that served the best shortcakes and croissants known to mankind, and the manager there always loved to hand out small freebies whenever I stopped by. It still beats living in the city, though. Honestly, I wasn't even sure why I left my hometown in the first place. The fast-paced, hustle and bustle lifestyle of the city just wasn't what I was longing for whenever I stared out of my window on sleepless nights, and the people there were always rude and indignant. It was nothing like Coilan Bay, where everyone felt like a close-knit family and the air smelled like the sea rather than pollution. And sure, the local crime rate might be getting out of hand as of late, and there might be fewer things for me to do here, but my new job keeps me busy, and I prefer spending time alone at the beach over visiting shady bars with people I barely considered friends. In fact, oh, that kind of scared me. That sounds like my phone. Setting my mug onto the table, I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. A notification from Moth, my online friend, pops up, so I tap on the screen to read their message. It greets me as an adorable sticker of some anime character giving a thumbs up, as well as the short message that says, "Good luck today," underneath. Moth had always been adamant about showing their endless support for me, even after 5 years of friendship, cursed memes, sorry for the yawn, and late-night video calls. Even though I would never admit out loud, I was truly grateful to have someone like them in my life. Pulling up the keyboard, I began to type a response to their message. Say thank you. It was really considerate of them to send this message, especially considering our contrasting time zones, so I decided on sending back a quick thank you in response. A gray chat bubble pops up just as I hit the send button, indicating that Moth was typing out another message. BTW? Did you see the latest AOG episode? I heard Haruko got an outfit change. Spoil it for me. Did he really change his hairstyle as well, or was it just his sorcerer outfit? I can't call myself his spouse if I don't know whether he changed his look or not. It's Attack on Titan! Attack on Giants, or AOG, as Moth like to call it, is a popular anime series that we recently became obsessed with, and Haruka is one of the main characters from the show. He's a sorcerer from the Shizuka clan and is widely known for his shy, empathetic, and airheaded demeanor. And as of late, his Yugi hairstyle has become a trending topic within the anime community. Now that I'm thinking about it, what hairstyle did Haruko have in the latest episode of AOG? His hair is short now. He cut it short? Let's hold a funeral. Rested rip to his luscious pink locks. Gone but not forgotten. BTW, I didn't mean to change the subject, but didn't you say last night you were going to head to work at 8 a.m.? Because it's like almost 9:30 where you are right now. Right? Or am I just dumb and got the time zones mixed up again, LOL? Looking at the time displayed on my phone, I immediately let out a string of curses and leaped to my feet. Crap! Grabbing the coat that I had carelessly strewn across the back of the sofa earlier, I quickly shrugged it on before making a beeline towards the front door. Before I leave, I spare myself one final glance in the poorly hung mirror in the hallway. Hopefully the outfit I chose was appropriate for my job. Something professional. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so yawny today. Perhaps it's because I'm still in my impress my colleagues phase, but sometimes it's best to just wear something appropriate for my job. Tugging at the ironed out collar of my blazer, I gave myself a small spin in the mirror to make sure that everything was in the right place. But enough of that, I can check myself out another time. Hastily, I smooth out the wrinkles and pick off any stray pieces of lint from my sleeves before I finally head out the front door, and almost catch my coat on the door handle in the process. With a grumble, I tug at the fabric of my coat before slamming the door shut with a little too much force than necessary. Even trying to insert my key came with a bit of a struggle, and I had to fight the urge to yell in frustration as I attempted to lock my door. Seriously, when will that lazy bum of a landlord do something about this? I swear I've complained about this at least 4 times this month. Oh, hey there, Angel, looking good. My neighbor, Violet, practically beams at me when she fishes through her pockets for her own apartment key. Resting on her hip was yet another potted plant, and I found myself wondering where she was going to put it this time. I was almost entirely convinced that our whole apartment had been turned into a greenhouse at this point, considering how her balcony was practically filled to the brim with different kinds of plants, greenery, and other various kinds of flora. But I wasn't about to complain or anything. The fragrance that wafted in, I don't know if it's I think it's wafted in with the wind always smelled floral and earthy, and it did well to mask the scent of smoke and burnt food whenever I tried to cook. Love the shoes, by the way. The color really complements your aura this morning. You'll have to let me peek inside your closet someday. I've been looking for some new inspiration lately, especially with winter right around the corner. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Oh, but back to you. Okay, this is cool. What the heck? I like that one. Okay, this is cool. Her voice pulls me away from my thoughts, and I notice how the growing smile on her face doesn't seem to falter. Wow, Violet sure was extra chirpy this morning. I wonder if she'd let me borrow some of that energy. In response, I shoot my neighbor a grin of my own, and it was apparently enough to brighten her mood even more than it was already. Sorry, I'm in a rush. That's okay, don't let me stop you. She gives me a soft smile, waves her free hand before focusing her attention back on the door. That is until she suddenly jolts, as if she remembers something, and swivels on her heels to look at me once more. Oh, I almost forgot. I mean to ask you this, but when were you going to tell me you were seeing someone? Oh no. Huh? And my look pulls at her features as Violet continues to fiddle with the lock on her door. What are you talking about? Come on, don't act like you didn't just have a guy over last night. I saw him leaving when I took Kathy out for a walk. I'd be more worried about my neighbor taking her plants, named plants, out on a walk at night, but the thought of someone leaving my apartment seemed to set off way more alarm bells. I thought she was, talking about her dog. She just takes her plants on walks? At night? What the heck? I give Violet a concerned look, and she picks up on it almost immediately. You don't remember? Don't tell me you were drunk or something. With half, she gives up trying to unlock her door. It seems as though we both share the same problem with our apartment locks, and places her potted plant on the ground before slowly making her ways towards me. Tall guy? Wearing a dark slasher hoodie? Really into alternative fashion with the crazy amount of belts and loops wrapped around his leg? Ring any bells? No. Last night I was just catching up on some TV shows and talking with my friend. No one came here. Even if they did, I would have heard them. My place isn't really that big anyway. Really? But I was so sure it was your door. Hand rests on her cheek in a thinking manner before she pouts up at me, seemingly giving in for now. Alright, then. Maybe it was somebody else's apartment. I mean, it's always so dark in the hallways at night. Honestly, what is our landlord doing? Would you mind if I check in with security downstairs later? It'll give me some peace of mind. Yeah, that's fine. Alright then, thank you, Angel. Well, I got some plants to water and some MMOs to raid in, so... She's cool. Violet lets out one last huff before she picks up her plant. What did she name this one again? And goes back to unlocking her door. Good talk, I guess, even if it was kind of awkward. Hee hee. Yeah, sure. See you later, Vi. Slipping past my neighbor and into the cramped hallway, I quickly make for the stairs. When will they fix that broken elevator? And break into a slight jog. Thankfully, the weather was rather cool today, and the shoes I chose weren't going to leave me with blisters by the time I reached the library. The smell of old paper, coffee, and soft incense floods my senses as I step through the library's glass doors. The melodic chimes alert the woman at the reception desk of my arrival, and I watch as she tucks a strand of stray blonde hair behind her ears as she turns to greet me. Good morning, Eleanor. Oh! She looks surprised for some reason, for her expression morphs into a soft smile, and she beckons me closer with a nod of her head. Eleanor is one of my coworkers here at the Coraline Bay Library, and one of the very few people who actually gets the work done. And although she's notorious for being rather scatterbrained, she more than makes up for it with her caring and doting attitude towards everyone. But her nurturing personality can get rather overbearing at times, and I often find myself having to step away to get some breathing room. Nevertheless, she's charming to work with, and I appreciate her always looking out for me. After all, who knows what my sleeping schedule would have looked like without her help. Angel, just on time. I printed out your... Wait, where did I... Her expression turns into a slight panic as she spins on her heels, and I silently watch with amusement as she shuffles through the various books and stacks of paper lining her desk. Where did I leave it? Ah, here it is! Spinning around once more, Eleanor comes back and hands me a sheet of paper with the word schedule printed in big bold letters. Take it from her grasp and give the sheet a once-over. Well, it looks like I'm going to be busy for the next few weeks. But I guess Eleanor doesn't seem to share the same disdain as me, judging from the playful look plastered on her face. So, how does it feel to no longer be the one in charge of stacking books all day long? Although you'll still have to work at the front desk from time to time, though, unfortunately. I offer her a weak smile at her words before rounding the corner and placing my bag under the desk. And as I begin to pull out some of my belongings, the front door chimes again, letting everyone know that another person has come in. Figuring Eleanor has it all covered, I leave the customer to her as I go back to preparing everything for the day. But as I return around to check on her, I notice she has already finished greeting the customer and was on her way back to her own desk across from mine. As if sensing my gaze, she spins around in her office chair and flashes me a teasing grin. Looks like he's back again. Eleanor gives a soft chuckle as she inclines her head in the direction of the person she was talking about. You know, that new guy. I don't know when he started showing up here in the Bay, but he always comes in and rents out the books you recommend on the display window. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he has a little crush on you. Especially with that outfit. I don't know about him, but I think that blazer looks great on you. Snorting, I push Eleanor's office chair so she's facing the other way and focus my attention back to the papers in front of me. Who was with everyone today? Always smiling, gossiping about other people, and meddling in business that wasn't their own. It's bad enough that I had to deal with a potential intruder, but I doubt my deadbeat landlord was going to do anything about it. I might need to buy a stronger lock on my way home from work, maybe even some kind of alarm system. Would the store still be open by then? All of a sudden, I get pulled backward as Eleanor playfully wheels my chair around and leans on my shoulder to softly speak into my ear. Just look at that lover boy in aisle 8. Needs some help, it seems. She nods in the direction of the red light flashing above the bookshelf, signaling to the staff that someone in that row needs assistance. I did not know that was a thing. They definitely don't have that at my library. With a sigh, I reluctantly stand up and make my way over. I already knew for a fact that Eleanor wasn't going to help herself, so I begrudgingly begin to make my way towards aisle 8 alone. I knew better than to glance back at her, though, knowing fully well that my teasing coworker would be sporting the biggest grin on her face at my misfortune. Ducking around the corner and into the aisle, I was immediately met with a broad backside that was covered with that had to be the comfiest looking cardigan I'd ever seen. The person whom it belonged to, however, hadn't seemed to notice me yet, so I awkwardly clear my throat and absentmindedly shift my weight from one foot to the other. Ahem. Sorry, I recognize him from the screenshots of the game. Oh my gosh, it's him! It's him! It's him! Oh, it's Ren, I think his name is. He seems to jump at the sudden noise before sheepishly turning around to face me. Immediately I was taken aback by his soft demeanor, doe-like eyes, and imposing height. So this was the guy who always rented out my recommended books on a display window, huh? He definitely fit the aesthetic of a cozy literature lover needing a good book. His pink hair also reminded me of Haruko, an anime character I'd recently been obsessing over with Moth during our late-night video calls. In fact, even the overall cut and style appeared vaguely similar to his. Then again, this hairstyle could have been trending right now or something, and I just so happened to be the last one to know about it. But now that I really had a good look at him, which proved to be difficult considering his towering height, this stranger also seemed to bear a near picture-perfect resemblance to the male lead from this webcomic I was reading. It's called Always With You, and it involved the main character meeting the love of her life at a... As if noticing my spaced-out look, the stranger absent-mindedly scratched at his jaw while he waits for me to snap out of my thoughts. In fact, I had been so distracted that I didn't even seem to realize he'd been muttering quietly to himself. I wasn't expecting you to show up so soon. Sorry, I hope I'm not bothering you. I was just looking for, His voice pulls me back to present. I basically try to make sense of what was spilling from his cherry-tinted lips. Watching him struggle with his words would have made anyone feel bad, so I offer him a reassuring smile in return and an encouraging nod of my head. After that, he takes a steady inhale of air before trying again. I need some help. I'm looking for a specific book, you see, but... And now he's playing with the ends of his sleeves. I felt the sudden urge to reach out and stop him. Did I find the action annoying? Endearing? Relatable? Who knows? But instead, I held back and waited for him to find the words to speak. But wow, even his mannerisms were eerily similar to Haruko's. The endearing awkwardness and sleeve tugging gave me a sense of deja vu, and it honestly felt like he walked straight out of the anime into this very library. Man, Moth's gonna freak when I tell them about this later. Stranger in front of me takes another shaky inhale before he tries to speak once more, this time with a lot more confidence in his tone and a fire in his eyes. Do you have any books on native flora? The best I've found are on generic wildlife, but nothing about Corlin Bay's plants. Or maybe I'm just in the wrong aisle? He was looking for a book about the native flora? Maybe I should... Perhaps I should introduce him to Violet. Chuckling to myself at the thought, I stepped closer to the tall man and began scanning the contents of the shelf beside him. He seems to flinch at the sudden closeness between us, but showed no sign of moving away. In fact, he seemed to almost lean closer and incline his head towards mine. And had I not been too preoccupied with finding books, I would notice how his breath hitches in his throat as my scent floods his senses. No, you're definitely in the right aisle. Those kinds of books are just more hidden, I guess. Step past him this time, make my way over to the lower part of the shelves. Absent-mindedly, run a finger along the spines of each book until I come in contact with one book in particular. Then, bending over slowly, I pull the book from the shelf and gave the cover a once-over, offering it to the man behind me. Is this what you were looking for? Too preoccupied with the misplaced book on the bookshelf, who brings cookbooks to the nature aisle, I had barely noticed how his blue eyes trail across my form before landing on the book held out in my outstretched hand. Is it just me, or did he have a certain glint in his eyes? Was this book really that interesting? Or perhaps this tall stranger was just really into nature? Well, not that it mattered, because he was already taking a tentative step forward and revealing more of his hands from the depths of his long sleeves. With shaky fingers, I watch as the stranger reaches out and takes it from my grasp. He flips through a few pages to take in its contents before finally settling on the book with an affirmative nod. Yes, this was exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. I'm glad. You're like an angel sent down from heaven or something. You're so helpful. Kind, too. What? What? Oh, I didn't... Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to. Oh, that must have been so weird. I'm so sorry. He looked at us and was about to cry now, so I hastily threw up my hands in a comforting manner and shot him a reassuring smile. Hey, it's fine. No need to freak out. I wasn't expecting someone to say that about me is all. Really? Well, I think it's true for what it's worth. You really are like an angel. Thanks. Angel, huh? I seriously thought that was the reason why I was given this name in the first place, but it was crazy how he was able to guess my name so easily. Figuring that was my cue to leave before things got awkward, I gave him one last friendly smile and suddenly glanced towards the front desk. But the eccentric man showed no signs of moving. Instead, he just looked down at me expectantly. Did he want to continue the conversation? It seemed unlikely as he didn't say anything. He simply stared at me. Awkwardly, I clear my throat for what has to be the millionth time today and gesture vaguely to the reception desk behind me. Well, if you don't need any more help, I should... This is just getting weird now. Should I even attempt to continue this conversation or just leave? I mean, it would seem rude to just walk away abruptly, especially considering how he's apparently a regular patron of the library I worked at. But he wasn't making much of an effort either, so what should I do? Oh, we're gonna keep talking to him. He's the yandere. We're gonna talk to him and... So, do you come here often? No! Angel, why would you say that? Seriously, Angel, that was the best you could come up with? Dig it, now he probably thinks I'm the weird one. Yes, actually. I like visiting whenever I have some free time. Although I usually end up coming here just to hide away in a corner somewhere and look at you. Your book collection. Oh, no. Oh, it's slipping. It's slipping. You have a lot of interesting books here. Lots and lots of books. Yeah. I mean, it is the library after all. But sure, whatever you say, mister. Actually, now that I think about it, you haven't told me your name yet. Oh, I guess you're right. You call me... Oh. That's not creepy at all. That's not creepy at all. What? It was like he said something, but his voice was delayed. Was that even his voice? Was he speaking English? It almost felt like something that came out of a dream. How did you do that? Do what? Anyway, you can just call me Ren if you'd like. Is it alright if I continue to call you Angel? It's such a unique name, in my personal opinion at least. Wait, did he just guess my real name? Or was he using Angel as a nickname? And was he really flirting with me right now? Are you okay? Yeah, I think, but how'd you know my name? I don't remember telling you. Silly, it's on your name tag. Okay. So I went to a event and there was poster signing from the main girl that plays in Dolphin Tale. I forget her name, but I got my poster signed by her, and I had been to a kids group earlier where we had to wear name tags, and she was like, "Oh, it's so nice to see you, Sienna." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Am I in an alternate reality where celebrities know my name?" And then I like looked down. I was like, "Oh yeah, I have a name tag on. Duh." Yeah. So that was a little embarrassing, but yeah. Anyway, as if to prove a point, Ren reaches out to gently flick the name tag that I somehow forgot I had put on this morning. Oh, Angel is a cute name though. It's really, really fun to say, really fun to say, especially over and over again. Right? Anyway, say, are you busy later? I'd love to thank you for helping me find this book. Seriously, what's up with this guy? One minute he's shy and the next he's bold. It's almost like he was putting up several fronts to see which one I responded to better. Oh, that's creepy. Ooh, that's creepy. Actually, I'll be busy this afternoon. I need to buy a new lock for my apartment. A new lock? That doesn't sound good. Can I ask why? I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell him. I mean, what's he gonna do? Personally show up at my doorstep and test the new lock himself? Apparently someone broke into my apartment last night and I didn't notice. I don't think they stole anything, but still, it's creepy. I figured it's better to be safe than sorry, you know? Yeah, but it sounds like instead of a lock, you need to jump this scumbag when they at least expect it and beat him up to teach them a lesson. Okay, maybe it wasn't him. I was thinking it was him, but whoa, he's Jeez. Stay up all night if you have to. Really get the edge on them. I couldn't help but let our genuine chuckle at his suggestion. If I had to choose, then this would be the side of him that I preferred. He seemed at ease, and his words weren't as forced or awkward. Yeah, and who's going to be the one to beat the guy up at 3 a.m.? Because last I checked, I'm not really the type to go around throwing punches at people I don't know, and definitely not before the sun is up and shining. I could do it for you. You? But, I mean, we don't even know each other that well, and that's fine. I could tell you all about myself on the walk there. He is so weird. Oh my gosh. My whole life story and everything. Where I was born, the school I went to, how many cute librarians I've met, which happens to be one so far. Oh, bold. Before I could even comment on his sudden confidence, Ren seems to pick up on my discomfort at his choice of words. If it even was discomfort that I was feeling, hastily backtracks. Hey, or not, I was just messing around. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. There it was again, that subtle shift in his personality. But now that he mentioned it, it would really hurt would it really hurt to invite him to my place for the night? He definitely looked like he could handle himself in a fight, his contrasting outfit aside, so maybe it wasn't so bad of an idea. Oh, no, I have to make the decision. Let's think about this for a second. If we invite him over, we're probably screwed. But if we don't invite him over, we might also be screwed. So which is less screwed? Okay, I'm gonna invite him over. Let's see what happens. Actually, you know what? Would you mind coming around and staying the night? I'd feel a bit safer knowing someone else was around. Oh, you actually want me to come over? I mean, yeah, sure, definitely. He seems a bit too eager for this. If it's not too much trouble, I get... Where is she? Angel! Ah! There you are. Someone at the front desk is looking for you and... Oh, sorry, are you busy right now? I can... Impeccable timing as always, Eleanor. No, it's fine. I think everything is already handled here, right? Give the two of them a soft smile before making my way towards the reception desk. But as I pass Eleanor, I gently clasp a hand on her shoulder and shoot her a playful look of my own. If you need more help, I'm sure Eleanor here can assist you. She loves helping others, right? As I turn to leave, I barely miss the way Ren's eyes zone in on my hand resting on Eleanor's shoulder. Oh, he looks mad! Don't worry, I'm not into girls. Please calm down. Hours seemed to pass by in a blur, and soon enough I found myself resting up in the employees' lounge. My mind drifts back to the guy from earlier, and I couldn't help but wonder what happened to him afterwards. Did he rent out the book I offered? What about my recommended novel of the week? Ren surely was strange, to say the least, but I'd admit he did seem kind of cute with his oversized cardigan and timid demeanor. He still gave me off-putting vibes, though, especially with his ever-changing personality. And if I had to be completely honest, that shy and timid persona they displayed felt rather forced to me. It was almost as if he saw it on TV or something and wanted to try it out himself, and I just happened to be one of his first victims. But who was I to call him out for it? That was his business if he wanted to act all shy and demure. Angel, everything alright? It's not often I find you in here at this time. Conan, is that how you say it? My boss startles me as he suddenly appears in the entranceway. Everyone saw him as some kind of blessing to his institution because the moment he showed up, all forms of trouble seemed to disappear overnight. Those low-life teens started causing chaos elsewhere. If I could talk, I'm sorry. And the rumored gangs became fewer and far between. At first I thought he might have been linked with these criminals because of his intimidating gaze and facial scars, but then I got to know him better and found out that he had a massive soft spot for those dear to him. Though much like Eleanor, Conan felt more like a father figure with how much he fretted over his staff and their well-being. I mean, he literally installed a new air conditioner and water dispenser last week because one of his employees fainted due to heat stroke. It wasn't anything too major, but it was nice to know that our boss was considerate enough of the people he hired. I thought I could say the same about my old job in the city. Conan was also nice to chat to whenever I went on my breaks, and would always encourage me to take as much time as I needed before I returned to my desk. But after realizing that I'd once again been spacing out, I pulled myself away from my thoughts and turned to offer my boss an acknowledging smile. Yeah, I'm fine, just taking a short break. I'll be out there soon. Take as long as you need. Don't overwork yourself. He seems hesitant to leave, as if the way he was shifting from one foot to the other was any indication. He shoots me a concerned look before opening his mouth, only to close it once more in commentation. Have you seen Eleanor? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I asked her to come see me regarding the unsorted novels in the storeroom, but she's yet to show up. Eleanor? Last I saw her, she was talking to one of our patrons in aisle 8. Maybe she's still there? I'll have to check again then. Thank you. Oh no. And with that, he disappeared just as quietly as he came. But that was odd. It wasn't like Eleanor to suddenly go missing. Was she still occupied with Ren? It's been a while, so I figured she would have finished helping him and left by now. Well, I'm sure she'll turn up sooner or later. Ren didn't seem much like a talkative person anyway. Geez, why did my thoughts keep returning to that eccentric man? Saying that I wasn't going to waste my time thinking about any more pink-haired guys, my beloved Haruko aside, I get up from the lounge and meander my way back towards the front desk again. But once I arrive, I immediately noticed that my chatty coworker was still nowhere to be found. It was like my boss had said, Eleanor wasn't anywhere to be seen, and it wasn't like her to leave the reception desk unattended for so long. Maybe she managed to knock over a pile of books again and was busy cleaning it up. It certainly wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary for her. Well, whatever, I'm sure she'll turn up again soon. The impact of me plopping down in my office chair causes some of the papers around me to rustle, and a bright pink sticky note fluttering around captures my attention. Assuming it was left here by Eleanor, I peel the full note off my computer screen and read it. Angel. and folding it read the following. I'll wait for you after work, but if you change your mind about a deal, just keep walking. I'll take the hint, don't worry. That stuttering guy from aisle 8. Heart. The stuttering guy from aisle 8? I couldn't help but crack a smile at the name Ren chose for himself. Before I could allow Eleanor the chance to manifest behind me and tease me to Kingdom Come, I'd pocket the note and go back to sorting through the stack of return books left on the front desk. True to his word, I catch a glimpse of Ren patiently waiting for me on one of the benches as I pack up for the day and leave the library. From afar, he looks like an oversized puppy waiting for his owner to return from work, and admittedly, I find it rather cute, especially with how his figurative tail starts to wag upon my arrival. Ren seems all too happy to see me, but before I can call him out on it, he offers me a bottle of water that I assumed he bought from one of the convenience stores down the street. Do not drink it! Do not drink it! You sure worked hard today. Now you can finally rest, huh? He's looking down at me again with a glimmer of expectancy in his eyes, so I hesitantly take the bottle of water from his grasp and give him an affirmative nod in my head. Thanks. No problem. Did you want to head off now, or do you want to rest for a bit? I mean, you were standing a lot today. He seems almost lost in his thoughts. I wonder how he knew what I'd been doing all day. After all, I figured he would have left after he found that book, but maybe stayed a bit longer to read it. Oh, no, I'm fine, but do you think we can make a quick detour on the way? I still need to... Angel! Who is this? Oh, he is not happy. He's not happy. He's not happy. Hey, oh no. Oh, no, he's gonna lose his mind. I could recognize those boisterous voices anywhere. The first one belonged to Jae Hyun, or simply just Jae. I think that's how you say it. Please don't mind me if it's wrong. A guy I had met at university. He sat near me for the first few days of orientation and even offered to lend me his phone charger when my battery started to run out. He's a fun guy to be around, though his extroverted and energetic personality was often hard to keep up with. But Leon, the other guy awkwardly hanging off of Jay's arm, was a different story. We'd practically known each other since we were babies, but he moved away from Coraline Bay when we were still in elementary school. I wasn't sure when he moved back to the Bay, but it was great knowing I'd be able to see him again. I wish I could find time to hang out with him just like we used to, but I was always busy with work and he was always busy playing volleyball and taking care of his sick mother in the hospital. Before I knew it, I was being pulled out of my thoughts by Jay's bubbly laughter. Hey, still with us? Hey, Angel, finally finished with work? Oh, and who's this? This is Ren. We actually met at work today. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to tell Leon, the human personification of overprotective, that I just met the man today. What do you think he found out I was bringing home a complete stranger? Hey, he usually rents out my recommended books to the library. Anyway, Leon, Jay, this is Ren. Ren, this is Leon and Jay. Unfortunately, these guys are my friends. It's truly unfortunate to know a handsome bloke such as myself. Leon dramatically clutches the spot of his heart as he leans in further to Jay's shoulder. Are they together? Is that what I'm getting from here? So you're Ren? Are you new here? I like to think I know everyone here in the Bay, but it seems like you've proven me wrong. Yeah, I've recently moved here a couple of months ago. Oh, same as Angel? I'm pretty sure she moved back here like, what, 2 months ago, right? Oh, no. He followed me! He totally followed me! Leon looks back at me for confirmation. I meekly nod my head. Strange how I've only been back here for 2 months and I've yet to find enough time to catch up with all my friends. Oh, ha, what a coincidence. Oh, no. Anyway, talking about moving is boring. Do you want to come hang with us? I hardly noticed the way Ren gets shoved to the side by Jay, intentionally or not. Nor could I make out the scowl on his face as soon as the excitable man leans in a little too close to into my personal bubble. We're just about to head over to Club Shoreline. Do you want to come? I'm sure Leon wouldn't mind paying for you as well. Oh, I don't mind paying for her, but who said anything about paying for you? I did just now. Thanks, Leon. You're the best. I don't miss the way Leon rolls his eyes at Jay's antics before settling his gaze on me once more. Do you want to tag along? I really don't mind paying if you do. Sorry guys, I've actually already made plans. And do those plans have anything to do with this lanky fellow? My name is Ren. Actually, yeah, I promised I'd hang out with him today. Aw, he can come clubbing with us too, the more the merrier. I'd rather not. Sorry, maybe another time. I'm kind of drained from work anyway, so... Hey, no worries, darl. I'm sure, I guess that's short for darling. Darling. Just make sure you take it easy when you get back home, yeah? Shoots me a considerable smile before throwing an arm over Jay's shoulder. Well then, if you excuse us, I gotta find a way to get this knucklehead to cover his own entry fees. We can all catch up another time, okay? And if you need help with anything, just give me a ring, yeah? I'll watch my phone like a hawk tonight. It was nice catching up with you, dear. Again, Darl. And nice meeting you too, Ron. Ron, oh no. As they leave, I notice the way Leon looks Ren up and down, almost as if he was sizing him up. But Jay, like always, ignores the mood and thumps Leon in the back to encourage him to walk faster. Watch as they both throw a carefree wave over their shoulders as they both head off in the direction of the nightclub a few blocks down the street. So, that wasn't awkward at all. Turned to look at Ren, but his eyes seem to be fixated on the two retreating figures. He doesn't seem to snap out of it, so I gently call out his name again. Oh, sorry. Do you wanna head back home now? The end, we made a quick detour to the local locksmith before heading back to my apartment. Don't give him the code, please. So this is my place. You'll have to excuse the mess. I wasn't expecting to have anyone over. Hey, don't worry about it. I know you're not a messy person. I mean, from what I can tell, you really don't seem like the type. Yeah? Well, I hope you can keep that image of me after you see the state of my place. Soft laughter echoes down the hallway and almost drowns out the sound of my neighbor opening her door. Oh! Violet almost seems embarrassed as she jumps behind her door, clearly not expecting someone to be around at this time, but she brushes off with a soft smile and stands up as she steps outside. Hello again, Angel. We seem to be bumping into each other a lot today, huh? Oh, who's this? How do I explain to my neighbor that Ren wasn't just some guy that I had met at work today? Sure, and she chewed me out for bringing home a complete stranger, but still, he didn't exactly seem like the type to murder me in my sleep. He is the type. Not to murder you in your sleep, but to murder Eleanor in her sleep. And maybe Leon and Jay, and Violet, and everyone else in the entire world that interacts with you. In fact, he seemed more like the type of guy to ask me to return his order because he asked for no pickles or something. I'm Ren. Why is he look so angry again? She's not doing anything wrong. Immediately, his large frame blocks my view as he steps in front of my neighbor and me, almost as if he wanted to put as much distance between us as possible. One of his hands shoots out from inside his pocket, and he gruffly offers it to Violet for her to shake. Concerned about his abrupt actions, I sidestep and look up to gauge his expression. I'm a friend of Angel's. I see. Haven't seen you around before, though. Are you new to the area? Relax, Vi. He's not a serial killer or anything. He totally is. At least, I sure hope he wasn't. And why do I get the sudden urge to defend him? It wasn't like I could confidently say that he was some holy being that flew down from heaven or something. Maybe he is. Maybe he was the one that needed to be called Angel instead. Ah, well, it didn't matter. Really, Ren actually offered to stay at my place for the night in case that creep decides to come back. Oh, well, I mean, he certainly has the height for it. I get that a lot. Don't worry, she's safe in my hands. Well, alright then, a friend of Angel's, a friend of mine. But I have my eye on you, Mr. Totally Not a Serial Killer. She whispers the next part to Ren under her breath, but clearly had the intention of letting me hear it all as well. Just remember that I know what you look like now, so don't complain if you see your face plastered all over a milk carton soon enough. Well, alrighty then, enjoy your night, no funny business, you two. I'm off for my walk now, toodles. Ignore her, please. Alright. Okay, but I gotta ask, was she holding a potted plant on a walk? Yes, she was. Dropping my keys into the bowl, I shrug out of my coat and drape it over one of the chairs near the entrance. Well, make yourself at home. Her turn, I watch as he awkwardly shuffles about in the hallway, almost uncertain if she should come inside or not. He moves to take off his shoes, and I watch it all as he neatly stacks them next to the umbrella rack. Oh, are you the type to leave your shoes on at home? Sorry, No, you're fine. Ugh, he really was adorable, but now that he was here, I wasn't quite sure what to do next. Usually I'd pop on a TV show or some anime while I chow down on some takeaway food, or even just talk with Moth until some unreasonable hour in the morning. But now that I had company over, I wasn't quite sure what to do. I don't even know what Ren liked to do in his free time. Turning to face the pink-haired man once more, I almost jumped back in fright. Clearly, I wasn't expecting him to get so close to me while I was lost in thought. I could almost feel the heat radiating from his large form, and feel the small puffs of air leave his nostrils as he shyly leans down to look at me. Oh! So... Breathe, Angel, breathe! Was there anything you wanted me to do, or... 'Cause usually I just Dang, it was hard to think straight when he was standing so close to me, wafting his stupidly strong scent of mint and fresh linen in my direction. Wafting. I think it's wafting. Why was I even so attentive to the way Ren smelled? Wow, I'm beginning to sound like a creep. Nah, I don't really have anything I need to do. You can just go about your normal routine if you want, and I'll try not to get in your way. Or you can just put me in a corner somewhere and pretend I'm not there. Whatever works for you. No offense, but you take up much more room than you think, so I doubt that would work. Haha, touche. Once again, I found myself being drawn in by soft laughter. I couldn't help but chuckle along with him. Was it always this easy talking to him? It was like we were childhood friends reminiscing about old times or something. Except the only one making it awkward now was me. Glancing back at Ren, I noticed he's still looking at me with those expectant eyes of his as he looms over me in the entryway. He obviously didn't want to do something I'd be uncomfortable with, and he couldn't really suggest anything since this wasn't his home, so I guess the choice was up to me after all. We're gonna watch some television. Well then, I usually just watch TV while I get ready for bed. Do you want to watch something to pass the time? Sounds great to me. Once we were both seated and comfortable on the couch, I picked up the remote and decided on something to watch. There wasn't much on at the time besides some B-list horror flick. To my surprise, I find that Ren actually liked those kinds of movies. Of course he likes the horror flicks, because he's a serial killer. Or at least he seems to enjoy it, with the way he was hunched over in a seat, intently staring at the screen as a hunt sequence begins. But I suppose I could understand the intrigue, seeing as once I glanced back at the television, I found myself completely enraptured by the suspense and overall chilling atmosphere of it all. The killer was chasing down his victim now, and I watched with bated breath as he stalks his way towards the door, cutting off the glow of light from underneath the door frame. Almost smugly, like he knew where his victim was hiding, the masked killer knocks on the door before letting himself in. He walks with heavy footsteps towards the edge of the bed, before ever so slowly bending down, lifting the quilt up, raising his axe, and... Ah! Wah! It wasn't the jump scare that got me, but rather Ren's abrupt yelp. Clenching my shirt with my rapid heartbeat thumped against my chest, I glanced at the lanky man with fleeting anger in my eyes. Sorry, I really didn't think a cheap jump scare like that would get me. And here I thought you enjoyed watching these kinds of films. I do, I guess. I guess I wasn't paying much attention at the time. I see. Now he knows how his victims feel. I didn't, in fact, see. We can change the movie if you'd like. You don't have to watch it because of me. I know you prefer watching anime anyway. Nah, I don't mind watching some scary movie. How does he know? Huh? How did you know I liked watching anime? That anime wasn't something I'd go around telling strangers, and I certainly remember if I told it to Ren. Oh, I saw one of your posters on your wall when you came in. Attack on Giants or something, I think. Oh, right. I forgot that I hung that up when I first moved into my apartment, but I'm surprised he noticed it from all the way in the lounge room. He did not. But shouldn't it be dark now in the hallway? It's not like there are any windows to let in the moonlight, and I hadn't really turned on the light yet. Actually, I like that anime too. I recently started watching it because, well, I thought it looked interesting. He watched Attack on Giant? Well, now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense. He definitely gave off Haruko vibes, and his always specific hairstyle and timid personality were proof of that. Then again, it really might have been a coincidence after all, but there's no harm in asking, right? Is that why you styled your hair like that? Because it honestly reminds me of one of the characters from it. He's one of my favorite characters, actually. Do you know him, Haruko? He's who? Come on, Angel, tone it down. This wasn't Moth you were gushing to. No one needed to see this cringy side of you. Although, looking at Ren, he did seem to be interested in what I had to say. But then again, he was probably just being nice. Maybe. It is just a trending haircut or something. Sorry. I like Haruko too. He's very timid and sweet, isn't he? I guess that's why he's a fan favorite, huh? Do you normally go for guys like him? There's that switch in personality again. Was he always like this? I was beginning to think there was more than just an act he was putting on. He's your type, right? Actually, I get a weird sense of deja vu from his words. I find myself thinking back to the time when Moth asked me that very same question. Now that I think about it, Ren definitely fit the description I gave them. He had Haruko's looks and personality. Is he Moth? Personality, but also liked to dress in that cozy, soft academia aesthetic that I liked. But my interests were ever-changing and dependent on my hyperfixation, so I couldn't say for certain what my current type was. As if noticing my far-off stare, Ren breaks the silence by talking once more. Oh, but you asked me about my hair, right? I guess it does have something to do with Haruko, but at the same time, not really. Well, I chose this hairstyle because of other reasons. Well, that certainly was ominous. But before I could ask, I watched as Ren subtly tries to mask yawn before turning his head to the side while covering his mouth. It was endearing how he tried to pass it off as though he was simply looking around the room, but I knew better. Tired? I can go get your bed set up now if you'd like. Just give me a second to pull out the air mattress. It's fine. I don't want to be a bother. I can just sleep on the floor or something. I really don't mind, honest. But I have timber flooring. Seriously, don't worry about it. It'll just be 2 seconds. Get up from my spot on the couch and make a beeline for my closet before he can respond. And yet, I barely got 3 meters away before I could hear the heavy, telltale footsteps of Ren following close behind me once more, almost like a lost puppy. It was honestly kind of cute. Shaking my head to dismiss those thoughts, I pull out my trusty air mattress from the closet and begin setting it up in the lounge room. That is, until I found out it had a massive gaping hole in the side. Those dang rats, I swear, if I had the chance to move apartments, I'd take it in a heartbeat. But until then, I'll continue sending complaint after complaint for that good-for-nothing landlord. Really, I don't mind sleeping on the floor. And like I said, I have uncomfortable timber flooring, unless you could sleep on my couch. Why didn't I think about that sooner? But no, I just had to go embarrassing myself by attempting to blow up an air mattress, only to find it had holes in it because of rats. I mean, I was the rat girl now. I'll never be able to show my face. Yeah, the couch is fine, but I really don't mind sleeping on the floor, honest. Oh, he doesn't seem fazed about the rats after all. No, it's okay. I'm the one who asked you to do this favor in the first place, so I owe you. After setting up some blankets and extra pillows for my room, I showed Ren the way to the bathroom in case he needed to go and bid him good night. It was like my feet were on autopilot as I returned to my bedroom. Silently shutting the door, I awkwardly looked around the room as if I was the guest in my own house. It didn't feel awkward per se, but knowing that I brought home a complete stranger still didn't sit right with me. But still, Ren showed no signs of wanting to murder me in my sleep, and Violet did meet him before he came inside, so maybe this wasn't so much of a bad idea after all. I somehow felt safe in his presence, and even though we just met, I felt like I trust Ren enough to leave him unattended in my lounge room. With that thought in mind, I slowly slipped under the covers of my bed sheets, and eventually began to drift off. So, Ren, huh? I wonder what tomorrow will bring. Yes. Alright. That is going to be all for today since we're on day 2 now. I'm going to continue this eventually, but not right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!